Hey guys, I'm looking to engage you in this spiritual leadership development life group, which begins tonight on Wednesday, May 4th. And so how this is going to work is tonight is actually going to be the introductory night. And we're going to talk just about leadership. I have a series of questions that I want us to talk through as a group and for people to write down some of their responses, but also just to kind of sharpen each other with some of the ideas that come forth. This is called spiritual leadership development, and it's not strictly for people who want to lead in the church. Instead, it's really for everybody, understanding that leadership consists of practices and our posture and is applicable in every arena and every realm. And so the spiritual element of it really focuses on the fact that, number one, Jesus is the number one leader as our example. Number two, we're called to be spiritual, to make disciples of all nations. And so the spiritual foundation has got to be there, and it's got to pervade our lives. But this is all about sharpening leadership in people so that everybody can be effective in every arena that they operate in, including the church arena, also including the arena of the world, whether it's their profession, whatever it is, government, industry, etc. So tonight will be the introductory night, and every time we meet together we'll include some leadership sharpening, talking about some skills, and also looking at spiritual principles. Now, I'm going to get a book into the hands of every person tonight. These books will cost money. It's called Leadership Essentials by Greg Ogden. Really good book. And there's actually 12 lessons in this book. We're only going to cover 6 or 7 lessons in this go-round in the spring life groups. But it begins, so we're going to start the first lesson in this week ahead. So I'll introduce the books tonight after we talk some, and people will have homework to do every week in between the session. So probably, I would say an hour's worth. It's probably going to take a good hour to do the lesson each week. And that includes 5 different elements, which also involves a memory verse. And so every week there's a memory verse that is relatable to the core truth of that topic. And part of our format on Wednesdays will include reciting the memory verse to one another in pairs. Okay, so there will be some homework. This course, this group, if you will include a commitment. People will have to make a commitment. But for the 12 lessons, we actually begin with character, and the foundation being that true spiritual leadership begins with having a vision of Christ-like character. And so lesson number 1 from the book, which we'll talk about in week number 2 after everybody has done all the homework, lesson number 1 will be covering holiness and covering Christ-like character. And so that's important. So really the first 3 are about the character of a leader. The next 3 lessons are about the posture of a leader, servant leadership, building teams, etc. And I hope to get through all 6 of those first 6 lessons here in this book in the spring group. And then I think we're going to have to resume it in the fall and cover the next 6, which is on the vision and the shaping of a leader. And so I'll share more with you about the format, but I do want to engage you in leading this and in sharing some of your own insights, inspiring people, sharing some of your leadership successes and failures, also maybe even sharing some additional practical leadership elements that we can talk about on given weeks as we meet together. So so that's kind of what I have in mind here. This spiritual leadership development is all about growing our capacity to lead in every arena, keeping Christ at the center of it. And we're going to be following, by and large, this curriculum, Leadership Essentials, which will involve some teaching and impartation. It'll be a good nurturing experience, mentoring experience. So I hope you're excited. Thanks.